Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. I wish all of you a happy and prosperous new year. We have to be thankful to Almighty God for seeing us through 2020, undoubtedly one of the most eventful years in the history of mankind. I'm sure that many, at the stroke of midnight on 31st December, were happy to see the back of 2020, the global pandemic of COVID-19 being the main reason. Unfortunately, COVID-19 is still with us, and that is why I've come into your homes for the 21st time to provide you with further updates on the decisions taken by government to try and bring our lives safely back to normal and achieve our ultimate goal of zero active cases. The lessons drawn from the reopening of some sections of our educational institutions in the course of last year have put us in a much better position to oversee successfully the full reopening of our schools. Our children must go to school, albeit safely. We are satisfied that in the current circumstances, the reopening of our schools is safe. So from 15th January, our children in kindergarten, primary and junior high, in both private and public schools, will be back in school. All SHS 1 students will start classes from 10th March, with all his students embarking on a single-track academic calendar. Their seniors in SHS 2 and SHS 3 will, however, return to school from 18th January. I must stress that SHS 3 students in all schools, like SHS 1 students, will no longer run the double-track system. The expansion of infrastructure at the various senior high schools over the last 3 years has brought us to this favorable situation. However, the double-track system will still be applicable to SHS2 students in schools that are employing it. Students in universities and other tertiary institutions are to be in school from Saturday, 9th of January. Prior to their return to school, government through the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service will ensure that all institutions, public and private, are fumigated and disinfected. Schools and institutions with their own hospitals and clinics will be equipped with the necessary personal protective equipment and have isolation centers to deal with any positive cases. All other schools and institutions without their own clinics and hospitals have been mapped to health facilities. There will be, for now, no mass gatherings and no sporting activities. However, religious activities for students at school under the new protocols will be permitted. Social distancing and the wearing of face masks must become the norm in our schools. The requisite provisions have been made to ensure the students at all levels of the education ladder receive the minimum number of contact hours upon their return to school. To facilitate the safety of students, government through the Ministry of Education will provide face masks, Veronica buckets, hand sanitizers, liquid soap, rolls of tissue paper, and thermometer guns for the safe reopening of the schools. The Ministry of Information, the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Health Service, and the Ghana Education Service will, from Monday, 4th January, commence a series of sensitization campaigns to help prepare, inform, and educate guardians, students, and the public on further modalities associated with the reopenings. I want to use this address to assure all parents and guardians the government is determined to protect the lives of all students, teachers, and non-teaching staff who will be returning to school from tomorrow. It bears repeating that every one of them must adhere strictly to the protocols to protect themselves and others. Fellow Ghanaians, it has been well established that the very first cases of COVID-19 in Ghana were imported into our shores. Limiting importation of cases has thus been one of our main objectives since the outbreak of the disease in the country. We in Ghana have always been concerned about variant strains of the virus coming into the country. That is why when we opened our international airport on 1st September, we introduced one of the strictest testing regimes in the world, a two-tier testing system, which indicated that all passengers arriving at Kotoka must be in possession of a negative PCR test result upon their arrival in Ghana, a test which should have been conducted not more than 72 hours before the scheduled departure from the country of origin. In addition to this, all passengers were to be subjected to a mandatory COVID test. As of 1st January 2021, a total of 712 positive cases out of 118,278 tests conducted have been recorded among international arrivals at the Kotoka International Airport. Indeed, the month of December alone recorded 387 cases. The positivity rate among international arrivals rose from 0.26% in September to 0.93% in December. These developments call for strengthening of the existing protocols to prevent the spread of the disease in Ghana in light of the new variant of the virus. Therefore, the following measures will be implemented in addition to existing guidelines on international travel for COVID-19 in Ghana. 1. All arriving passengers who test positive COVID-19, asymptomatic or not, will undergo mandatory isolation and treatment at a designated health facility or isolation center. The isolation will be for a period of 7 days at the cost of government. However, the final discharge of cases will be based on existing case management guidelines and protocols. 2. All passengers who are in isolation will undergo a repeat COVID-19 test within 24 hours of arrival, with a cost also borne by government. This test will also include genomic sequencing for COVID-19. And 3, all passengers who test negative for COVID-19 will be required to adhere continuously to COVID-19 safety protocols and will receive regular information on COVID-19 within 5 days of arrival in Ghana. I want to assure all Ghanaians that the testing regime in place at Kotoka is among the strictest in the world, and as certified by the Food and Drugs Authority, it is capable of detecting this new variant of COVID-19, which is plaguing other nations around the world. Fellow Ghanaians, in update number 20, prior to the Christmas festivities, I made a passionate appeal to you to ensure compliance with the COVID protocols and reiterated that amongst others, beaches, pubs, cinemas and nightclubs were to be closed until further notice. The task force that advises me on COVID-19 measures is constantly reviewing the situation and will propose to me when it is safe to lift the restriction. You will recall that in our quest to help shield you from the effects of the virus, government took the decision to provide relief to Ghanaians, which included the absorption of electricity and water bills. This relief package ended in December. However, with the continuing difficulties occasioned by the pandemic, I want to state that government intends to continue to support the most vulnerable in our society. Government will thus continue to pay the electricity bills for our nation's 1 million active lifeline customers for the next 3 months, i.e. January, February, and March. Additionally, all 1,500,000 customers of the Ghana Water Company, whose consumption is not more than 5 cubic meters a month, will not pay any bill for the next 3 months, i.e. for the months of January, February, and March. This relief package will be reviewed at the end of March. Fellow Ghanaians, it has been over 9 months since we all made adjustments to many aspects of our lives and daily routines. It has not been an easy task, I know. However, we have done so to protect our lives, the lives of our loved ones, and the lives of our heroic health workers who continue to care for those affected by the virus and the sick in general. With Ghana set to procure her first consignment of the COVID-19 vaccines within the first half of this year, there is light at the end of the tunnel. But we are not yet out of the woods. So let us all continue down the path of strict adherence to the protocols. There is nothing beyond us. The Ghanaian people who were the first in sub-Saharan Africa to gain our freedom from colonial rule. We can do it. Enuanom, bosomi, yɛma schoolfoɔ nyinaa bɛkɔ school. Ɛsɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛhu sɛ ɔman no nkɔsoɔ gyina yɛn adesua so. Mabaa no yɛn nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛbɛbɔ mmɔfra no nyinaa ho ban. Nti awofoɔ, mɔmmɔ yam nhyehyɛ mo. Ɛfiri sɛ ɔman Ghana nkɔsoɔ ehia sɛ mmɔfra no nyinaa ɛbɛsua adeɛ. Anyamime, kɛgye nyumɛ, wɔbiyɛ baya school. Isane wɔfɛ wɔnaakɛ, wɔman no yɛ a dumɔni kasɛm wɔ no. Wɔtɛgbɛgyia no, ni baa bogbɛkɛ biae. No ɛwɔ, follow it. Yɛka nyɛ musu ahyanyɛ. Ɛgya akɛ, Ghana no yɛ a, hia bɛkɛ biɛ fɛ akasɛni. It has been my responsibility to come to your homes with these updates on 21 occasions. And certainly, it has been an honor and an absolute privilege to have served you as your president these past 4 years. I look forward to delivering on the mandate you have entrusted to me and my government for the next 4 years. And together, we shall defeat COVID and steer this beloved country of ours back onto the path of progress and prosperity. This too shall pass, for the battle is still the Lord's. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great.
It's no man penny 7 of the Bible to Ghana from a park to see the man. AGOO Ghana.
I used to call you.
But the foot I want to say, oh, your wolf one.
I used to be a good girl. But
that agree with me a brother so much when you call about this young pa.
Last time when
now let me catch your mouth for me. Nobody come say.
Baby girl.
So we in school for a long time now. Now it's me and fella and tertiary institution.
I can tell you something.
The patch of more than a man say. Results they put a bed tree. 2019, 2020, more friends. The shirt was it. Oh my true 2019, 2020 results.
Now you change.
Why we are with D7, D7, E8, no connect them.
See I feel what.
Baby, tell what for my why we are much.
Girl, man, since I was you, baby girl, don't.
I'm after I will for the
show. You the big man.
Our friend, they've lost a lot.
I know what's too much.
In fact, before they can recover, and I catch up with what they should have learned and some of coffee. I just a woman, I mean, and a papa, no one will abandon this human. As I say, young I'm afraid you GHS 1. I'll be GHS 2 year example. After I think the second term, and That's the second term na okotina fia. Third term you so say you when share ba kumpo. In the case where when you go to the remote areas and the villages, our friend no one school ni ko kokora no usia dia. This is the case I wakotina fia. Now when we say COVID aba, you nyanko school. Every just one the one bomuti.
Why you go to me?
Every just Mario on the one bomuti. And no one is what die bomuti.
I can tell you something. Don't rush, baby, take your time.
Himself from an echo ya babes ni be nyejuma ye pa.
All I want was
to be tram mesh any akoko pemi egu. Na na ma ko bi enu social media.
You move dangerous.
8888.
Change so serious.
They used to say fishing net.
They say I feel was
net na see through na yi drawings view.
Bro, I see you.
On ta for the yam wa ye man no mo ntimi enya na we see an who need ahead of the reopening. Teachers for so SHS teachers need already can call that. All the Obekaya, all the kind of reopening around the 22nd June 2020.
And if I pray for black,
I'm saying be
oh, I pray for
September and October, so I'm saying be. The only answer could be the domain feel of how the post-COVID-19 teaching is.
Don't jealous me.
But JHS primary for the just from one okay, nothing I could be suppressed. Like our friend who waiting beside the pool. Why answers for the man or baby boy, man. It's more ammonia recapitulation. And only something like a revision.
I'm in gym and
you look on any what I say, I which I saw you. I won't enjoy any loamy soil name. I want sandy soil. I want a soil near the one church you want. Jaminamico, I can clean what it be the Aquania.
Oh my God,
TLM no mama na you my pa. Mama TLMs no aye.
Let's see a grind like this.
Now church akrani bibi.
Manenya wan wasa
kwame nkoma mo be uji en kwa da bi.
Miss define am.
And the one kayo because baby na dwuna ko di
In my
na terms na you so.
Conquer.
Akwa sanitizer.
The man prosper dog one man town.
Any isolation center quarantine.
Campo na musin.
The band say addition dey ase ya toto an kakra. But the entry e bo ma mo fra.
I'm a class.
Okay, ma make us for kg for no
so me class.
That's why no be for double power. Oh yeah. Oh no until case right.
You can
So you almost 1,300 cases.
when you got on the roof.
I mean active cases.
See the view from here.
The COVID-19 and quite out.
see me
Mask on. Mask on. Mask on. You wish a mask and I won't answer why odd. Wish a mask will be to me besides I with the only Ghana.
don't jealous,
You know,
man, don't jealous.
what measures be back.
Yamin pesa.
Let me have one my cable COVID-19.
Enjoy, I want you.
I want to see a baby school. You're very more friendly.
I live life. I want
Papa or qua no one man with gloves.
I'm cool.
Now, when you're con with Marcus Run with school, there is a name of sometimes I shall bad when you're
see my guy, you know, be play.
the action and say reopen on Sana and home and 70.
Every day, we the grind, we the sleep, online, we the suffer, for the corner, I wanna give up sometimes. Yeah, baby, I'm more friends and Sunday, I'm a
See what my penny or Chinese 70 year pa.
Why me not see?
I'm just a gun and EBA me at the once. I am the prophet, I am a mood do. But you're making in an amount of the amount. I may have 15th, 18th, respectively. Basic schools and the senior high schools will reopen the 2021 academic year.
Yeah, do my
tertiary for medical and so on BB school not that. Mama congratulate I'm afraid any Aquina Kusia de school out do.
no confusion from a buying
One in Aquina Kusia de University of Ghana Lagos. Only university in Ghana. University of Cape Coast, University of Education, Winneba. University of Professional Studies, Accra. Also, University for Development Studies, Yankala, Navrum, and any other campus I can one so I want to know.
I want to know.
I can't tell up here, I mean, University.
Why's up, bro?
Well, also Kumasi baby. Also, I call you University of Mines and Technology. I know my cocaine US. Also, I call colleges. I would do an SS training school. I call Ghana Institute of Journalism, Institute of Languages. And then one I can you now. Your mama, congrats, Kessie Pa. And my friends, so I have to school move back. I got to my this year, so Yankopon and come on. Yes, so I wait in the year, share up with you, don't pass. Anyone find it in me, AGOO.
Tafumo go beat Kaswa, they nickname your weather, they don't want back. Roko, Chatawale, on your bed. Madame for bless, on your bed.
Eti, Mami dedicated this very track.
Dada, on your bed. Makati taxi drivers, on your bed.
Mami dedication this very track. If I'm my sister, you.
Patapa, on your bed.
Sister Eunice.
Siata Kofi Kinata, on your bed.
I did pastries in the court. I did so and check and see if I come out.
Slaking Papa, Behema, Tomadana Snake.
And I feel the Captain Multimedia.
But I do where you come from.
I'm the Captain Multimedia. It's once again production line. Also, between your big media. So, because now my 0547286939. 0547286939. 7 a.m. Draw that copy with Fear the Bia AGOO Ghana. Technical producer and DJ Never.
If you don't know, you go know. Charlie, most guys be a shout. Grammy, you did not pay my stories. I told you, Baba.
It's a Luciana, a Breno. And yeah, Bianas, a Hannah, a Beji, a Breno. Made him in AGOO Ghana.
Anything
now,
is
the best idea they are catching some more than 7 veggie to you, Bedi, made out with it.
man.
Upon Siebia, a virgin Cassia. And Reno Siebia, a virgin Cassia. And you are that copy with Fear the Bia. I said, you are that copy Fear that and upon on soon.
Everywhere,
AGOO Ghana. And it made the out where they go come and enter about screens. They are risk scanning, I catch you in live or our program. And for any inquiries, so our number is 0246 440033. Especially for sponsorship. For sponsorship. What is the numbers? I need to join the what prepare, what test, what's up here, sponsorship. The social media is near Bo, product on the end of the repair area. Sorry, so they are now more than pass. Lincoln Shell from the never called success preparatory school. Others were women, others was a home road. No, I'll say, and I drop my cry. These results are by 8-1. One and my friend in when the one was Ropa Church when you qualified. Quality learning classrooms. But boarding classrooms and boarding facilities. Cadets. You know, Christos, and no, I did not come in the edge of my still any science labs over the practical. Body for 0208 2781 0208 2781 98. Now, the success in the South Shore, a poet mantum. And Tianica Sepa and Command Naomi or Atom, Naomi or Atom. City or other issue. You make a Rico Sementia. Atom City, a staff in and check a pan command. If DJ Never produce a DJ Never and change. Check a pan command. Atom City workers. You made it a hat and you didn't know from a pa, Chrissy demand. I don't want watch now. You're sign Asia. AGOO Ghana, Edmedina. Bye bye.
Yanara Sassini, airport in my eye, Mojana Nanum Shegu, Nadi to my eye. Edumene was so say a bay, a piatwaso, Nindian twasum, Kutu Crania, Pessamin coming out. Eddie ain't Bremo, the Mamaya Sassi, who do what to say. Oh, my no, oh, my no, yes, and I said, oh, my full private jet, oh, my no.
Yeah, we go.
Okay, this is my motherland, Lady Ghana tiny. Anything I go talk, we get a tiny. Bo, what Bonia hey, Bonnie Dane Fay hey. Many me fend he kati and many won't pay. Malabahi can you fend the Bajamin Cabo? What you local ninja lawa where me Cabo. I promise on my own I'm over Kaya near Shona. Ling off a Mina Sana, Libukuna no Shona.
Yawaena Zumunci ya fi komai kowane kabila ka fito za a yi da kai banda bambanci mu daina zalunci Ubangijin Allah wai ma zumunci ya fi komai annan Muhammad wai ma zumunci ya fi